Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the Global English Academy, which aims at teaching English language and literature. Dear students, in this video, I am going to talk about an essay called The Secret of Work. It is an essay written by Swami Vivekananda, who is the great Indian philosopher in Indian philosophy. So this essay is also prescribed for BA first year basic English text also. And as usual, before we are going to discuss in detail about the essay, let me discuss a brief biographical details about the author. Swami Vivekananda is a renowned philosopher in Indian philosophy, and you all know that. And he was born in 1863 and died in 1902. He was born as Narendranath Datta and later he became Swami Vivekananda. It is because of the influence of his teacher, his mentor, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, whose teachings changed the whole life of Swami Vivekananda. So, Swami Vivekananda is a philosopher, author. He has written many books also. He was called as Indian monk, Hindu monk especially, and he was also a religious teacher and great disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And you all should know this, dear students. He is the only Indian philosopher who teach Hindu religion and Hindu philosophy to the Western society. He is the only philosopher who teach this Indian philosophy religion to the Western world. So this is what the uniqueness of Swami Vivekananda, and he inspired so many youths, especially in India. His teachings were essential to the present youths also. The present essay, The Secret of Work, it talks about practical and spiritual lessons about how we should deal with work in our day-to-day life. Dear students, we all have work. Take for example, I am a teacher and my work is to teach the students. The Swami Vivekananda, what is going to tell us that? So we should be happy with, we should be grateful with what we are doing. We should respect our work, whatever the work it is. Okay. Take for example, if you are a teacher, if you are a student, being a teacher, being a student, what is your work? Your work is to study, your work is to learn. So that is what your work. So that's why you should not be unhappy with what you are doing. Okay. So all over, so what Swami Vivekananda is going to tell us that we should be respect our work. We should be happy with what work we are doing in our life. And he is also tells about what kind of work we should do, how to help other people, the people who are in poor conditions. Okay. This essay is going to talk about so many things. Okay, I'm going to explain in detail. And he also says that everyone has to work in jobs, studies, families, or society. The real issue is not whether to work, but how to work without becoming unhappy, selfish, and trapped by it. So, we all have the works, okay? We all have the works, and we should respect our works also. But the real problem, what Swami Vivekananda is going to tell us that sometime what happens is, so whatever the work we are doing, we may not happy with what we are doing. Okay. Swami Vivekananda is telling, so this is what, so whatever we are doing, we should be happy with that. We should respect the work what we are doing. Okay. So if we are a family caretaker, so we should be very responsible. We should take care of our family's responsibility, and we should respect it also like that. So he is respecting the work the people who are doing. Okay. And along with that, Swami Vivekananda, he also explained through the ideas of karma yoga. Karma yoga means selflessness, what you could say. Okay, so we should not be selfish about what others are doing. Okay, sometime what happens is we may jealous, we may selfish about others success, but Swami Vivekananda is telling us that we should not be selfish about others, success. Okay, we should be happy with that. We are not supposed to be, jealous about the others' success. So that is what he is telling, and is also showing us that how work can actually free us instead of binding us. Okay, along with that, so he also tells in this essay the three kinds of help he is going to tells us. And the first one is physical help. What do you mean by physical help? Physical help means, in simple words, you could say that help means by making use of physical. Okay, take for example, if we give food, clothes to the people who are in poor condition, so this is what physical help. By making use of our physical capacity, we have to help the people who are in difficulty situation. Okay, take for example, if I give food to the poor people. Okay, if I give food to the poor people, and this giving food to the poor people is good, is useful, but it only solves the problems for short time. So that giving food, clothes to the poor people, it is not a permanent solution for the people who are there in difficulty situation. So that's why Swami Vivekananda is telling us that physical help is okay, it is useful, but it is not useful as intellectual helpful. Okay, it does not solve the problems of poor people who are there in poor condition. And there is also one more kind of help Swami Vivekananda is talking here is intellectual help. What is this intellectual help? So intellectual help means giving knowledge to the people and giving education to the people. Take for example, there are some people who are not able to get educate. So what we are going to do is, if we give some knowledge, if we educate those people who are there in difficult situation, so it is going to better their physical health, because it lasts no longer. And when someone learns, they can be use that knowledge again and again to improve their life. Okay, so here, compared to the physical help, so this intellectual help is so good. So here, the teacher is going to teach, the teacher is going to educate the children who are there in poor condition, difficulty situation. So here what happens is, the children who are there in difficulty situation, when they become educated, they are going to earn their money, and they can get whatever they wanted through their education, through their knowledge. So that's why giving knowledge, sharing knowledge to the poor people is better than giving food and clothes to the people who are there in difficult situation. So this is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us that. And there is also one more type of a kind of help, so that is spiritual help. So here, Swami Vivekananda, he says that the spiritual help is the highest form of help compared to physical help and intellectual help. So here, when someone is given a spiritual wisdom, and they can be strong inside and able to face life struggles without breaking down, the spiritual knowledge removes their miseries. Miseries means difficulties, predicaments, you could say. Okay, miseries permanently. So here, uh, compared to physical help and intellectual help, according to Swami Vivekananda, spiritual help is comes in the highest form. Okay, it is one of the best and greatest kind of help we should do to the people who are there in difficulty situation. So here, in our society also, we have some saints, preachers, monks. What they are doing, they are teaching some life values to the people. Through those values, people are going to be strong when they face problems in their life. They are going to remember such kind of values taught by the saints. Okay, so that's why this spiritual help is so better than other two helps, intellectual help and that physical help. Okay, so the Swami Vivekananda, what he's telling is that, so it is better to give spiritual knowledge to the people who are there in difficult situation. Okay, if we give a kind of solution values, if we give kind of what you could say, lessons to the people who are there in difficult situation, they can remember the teachings of saints. While remembering, they can face their they can face the problems in their life, and they can get the solutions for their own problems, and they can easily remove their predicaments in their day-to-day life. Okay, so this is what Swami Vivekananda is talking. So then Swami Vivekananda, he keeps on explaining about being a spiritual strong person. He can easily take care their physical and intellectual needs, but without inner strength and even material wealth cannot bring peace. So here, what Swami Vivekananda is telling us that, so we can get physical help, we can get intellectual help, but this spiritual help is so important according to him. And the person who is physically strong, who is spiritually strong, he can easily maintain the physical needs, intellectual needs. Okay, but if his inner is become so strong, he can easily get peace in his life. If he is not strong inside, take for example, I'm very strong man, physically I'm strong, but mentally if I'm not strong, I'm not going to face the problems which comes in my life. So that's why Swami Vivekananda is telling us that first we should mentally, we should strong inside first, then we should be strong physically. So that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling. And if we want to get peace in our day-to-day life, if we want to get peace in our life, we should be strong mentally as well as physically also. Okay, and then this is why the saints and teachers who gave spiritual wisdom are remembered as the great helpers of humanity. So this spiritual help is made by, given by now only saints and the teachers. Why the teachers are respected lot in this society? Why the saints, monks, preachers are respected lot in this society? It is because of their spiritual teachings. We being a teachers also, what we do is we are going to teach our children's the values. Okay, so what is life, so what is the purpose of life? So we are going to cheap such kind of values. We used to teach the children's the important values in their life. Okay, so that's why teachers are remembered in the society, and the saints are remembered in their society. Okay, so then the Swami Vivekananda, he also talks about the world's greatest misery is difficulties can never be completely solved by money, food and hospitals alone. See, so we should know that with money we cannot be always happy. We cannot get peace in our life. So if a person who has lot of money, he or she cannot be happy in his life. Why? Because money can't give happiness to the people. Okay, so there is one quotation, let me remember. So there is one great philosopher, he says that with money we can buy clock, but we can't buy time. With money we can buy food, but we can't buy appetite. So with money we can buy home. With money we can buy home, but not house. So here, there are some things which we cannot buy through money. Okay, there are some values so which we can't buy through the money. So that's why problems are common. We are not going to be give permanent solution to the problems, human problems here. So if we give food to the people who are there in difficulty situation, if we give money to the people who are there in difficulty situation, if we give some house to the people who are there in difficulty situation, it is not their permanent solution. It is not their permanent solution. So what we have to do is we have to give a kind of spiritual teachings to them. We have to give a kind of spiritual help to them by teaching them what is life and spiritual values in their life. Okay, so that's why Swami Vivekananda is telling that. So there can be no a complete solution for the problems faced by humans. Okay, so that's why by giving money, food, hospitals, it is not a permanent solution for the people who are there in difficulty situation. Okay, then as long as people remain ignorant and selfish, sufferings will return in new forms. The real solution is to change human nature, is to make people pure, wise, and spiritually awakened. And he says that ignorance is the mother of misery. So here, Swami Vivekananda, he wants to make the people become wise. He wants to make the people become spiritually awakened. So the people should understand the purpose of life. People should understand the values, what kind of life we should lead in our life. The people should understand this. Okay, earning money, living luxurious life, buying clothes, all these things, this material life is not so good for us. What is important is to become happy in our life, to become now leading a satisfied life is so essential according to Swami Vivekananda. He's telling us that so being a people should get wise, they should be spiritually awakened, we should be fed up with the material life. Okay, money is not important in our life, clothes are not important in our life. So what is important in our life? To live our life happily. Happiness is important. For happiness we may not need money. Okay, so that's why, so if we get educate, if we get become wise, we are not supposed to suffer in life. So that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us, that so people should get spiritually awakened, so then only people get a solution for their problems in their life. Then he also mentions the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in this essay. So at this point, Swami Vivekananda, he brings in the central message of Bhagavad Gita. What is the central message of Bhagavad Gita? So the central message is we should work constantly, regularly, continuously. We should not be attached with the results. We are not supposed to wait for the result. What is our duty is to focus on work, what I am doing. I am not supposed to be uh, wait for the results. Say, take for example, my duty is to work, my duty is to study. Okay, so we just have to study, the results will come, The results will decides. Okay, so but we should not worries about the results before we are working. So that's why work is important. We are not supposed to think about the results. Okay, so if you put honest work, if you put honest work, the results will come. Okay, but we should not worry about the results. We just have to work. We just have to serve the society. So that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling. So then he also says that all actions produce result. Some are good, some are bad. Even the best action can have side effect. If we get attached to the results, we will swing between joy and sorrows, and happiness when things succeed, miserable when they fail. See, all kinds of actions or all kinds of work, they produce a result. Okay, if I am working, if you are a teacher, if you are a student, sometime what happens is there is a one student. Let me tell you that there is a one student who is putting a lot of hard work to get highest marks in exam. But sometimes what happens is the student has put a lot of work, lot of efforts, but he or she may not get the proper result. The student is going to be hurt. Okay, sometime what happens is if we do good actions or bad actions, the results will surely come. Even you know good actions also have some side effects. Okay, so we should not worry about the effects. We just have to worry about our actions. So we always do good actions. We always follow the good actions. And we, if we get attached to the results, we will always swing between joy and sorrows. So if we are focusing on our results, if you are focusing on what happens in future, sometimes we may get happy, sometimes we may get sorrow, we sometimes we may get pain in our life. So that's why we are not supposed to think about results. So that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us. Okay, so then Swami Vivekananda, he also talks about that this creates bondage, tying us to endless cycle of action and reaction. The solution for this non-attachment: to do your duty sincerely, put in your best efforts, but you do not cling to your outcomes. And this why the work will not chain you down and you will remain free inside. So, what is the solution for this? What is the solution for this attachment in work? What is the solution? Why human beings are waiting for the results? Why we should not worry about the results? Okay, the solution for this attachment, Swami Vivekananda is telling us that we just have to focus on your duties. We should do our duties sincerely. We should have put a lot of the best efforts we should put. Okay, and we should not worry about the outcomes. We should not worry about the outcomes. We just have to put efforts. That is what our duty. Okay, the result will come. Whether the result comes properly or the result is good or bad, we should not worry about that. What is important is, the important thing is to work. The important thing is to do our duties. Okay, along with that, Swami Vivekananda, he also talks about the concept of impression and character. To explain this, Swami Vivekananda, he talks about you know uh, a mental impression. Every action, thought, word we speak leaves a mark on our mind. So over time, these marks build up and form our character. See, in order to make it very simple, so what happens is, so when we are going to talk something, so the words which I speak, the thoughts which I speak are going to mark are going to determine my character. If I talk good, if I talk bad things, if I talk good things, what happens is those teachings, those words are going to tell what kind of man I am. Okay, so the words which I use are going to decide what kind of character I have. The characters decides, and the words which I speak, they decides what kind of person I am. So that's why we should have control over our speaking. Okay, so if we have control our words, our speaking, our thoughts, we can easily lead our better life, meaningful life, peaceful life. Okay, and if we think good thoughts and do good deeds, good impression dominates us and we naturally become good. So that's why Swami Vivekananda is telling us that we should always think about good thoughts. We should always go for doing good deeds, good works, and we should always have good impression. And those good impression are going to dominate us, and they are going to make us to become happy in our life, and we are going to naturally live our life. And the people we are going to be good in the eyes of people also if you do good things. And if we think and act badly, negative impressions dominates us and we tend towards bad actions. If we go for thinking about bad actions, bad things, and naturally what happens is people are going to think bad about us. So that's why we should always go for doing good things in the society. And the person of a strong character has so many good impressions and he can easily do wrong things, just as trousers withdraws into its shields and refuse the come out. So sometimes what happens is the person who is having a strong character, he or she may also make some bad impressions also, bad things also. And it is common that a good person may commit mistakes are common, but we should aware about those mistakes. Okay, so that is what. And Swami Vivekananda, he also tells us that good impressions are a kind of bondage, and that highest goal is to rise beyond both good and bad action freely without leaving heavy marks on our mind. And he gives a simple example that in one day we may see hundreds of faces, but at night we might only remember the one, the face of someone we love and someone we feel attached to. So, see, dear students, in our life also, if you look at our life, we may see so many people's face. So, at night, what happens is we are going to see, we are going to remember the face which we love, which we feel attached. Okay, so we just remember the good people, we always forget the bad people. Okay, so that is what he is saying. Okay, we always think about good face, we are not supposed to think about bad face. Bad face, good face means good people, bad people. Okay, our intention is to become good, not bad. So if you want to become successful, if you want to build a good character in the society, we always do good actions. Okay, good works we should do. And physically, what happens is this is how work binds us to, and if we are attached to the results, they leave heavily mark on us. And Swami Vivekananda, he also talks about that nature is a teacher, not a master. See, there is one more author in English literature. uh, he is William Wordsworth. He says that nature is the teacher. See, here also Swami Vivekananda is telling us that the world is like a book and we just have to study. This nature itself is a book. We have to study about this nature. We have to learn about the nature. The nature is going to teach us what kind of life we should live. So what kind of life we should live, nature is teachers. It is a teacher who teaches the human being, okay, how to lead a peaceful life in our day-to-day life, okay. And once we learn the lessons, we should not cling them. And but most of people make mistakes of identifying themselves with the nature, believing they live for the body and desires, and this makes them slaves and to pleasure pain. So then what happens is there are some people who always making mistakes. They always commit mistakes in their life, but they are fails to remember. They are fails to remember their problems, their mistakes. But we should rectify our mistakes. Okay, we should not supposed to do the same mistakes again and again in our life. And this desire is very important one. Okay, so it is the desires which makes human life miserable. If we have lot of desires in our life, we are not going to be happy in our life. If I want to become rich, if I want to lead a luxurious life, what happens is I'm not going to be happy in my life. Why? I'm always thinking about to become a rich. I forgot the meaning of life. I forgot how to become happy in life. Okay, I always attached to the money, material life. So that's why desire, sometime having lot of desires in human life, it is also a kind of difficult. Okay, difficulty. And this is the real attitude, that we should be work like a masters, not a slaves. And the master's work is freedom and love. Slave work is compulsion and selfness. And most of the people, he says, work like a slaves, and that is why they suffer. So we should, whatever the work we are doing, we should work it as a master. Okay, so if we are worrying about what kind of work we are doing, we are not going to be success. Take for example, being a teacher. My work is to teach the students. So I should respect my work. I should not worry about my work. Okay, so that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us, that we should respect, we should have a master, we should have, a kind of respect towards our own work. Whatever the work we are doing, we should respect it. We should do it continuously without having any result. We should not think about the outcomes. We just have to work. We just have to work. So that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us, that so we are not supposed to work like a slaves. We should not worry about what I am doing. You, what is this, what kind of work I am doing? No, we should respect the work which I am doing. Okay, so that is what Swami Vivekananda is telling us. And this real love, Swami Vivekananda, he explains that is pure. According to Swami Vivekananda, love is pure, and it is only gives joys. And pure love, according to Swami Vivekananda, it is going to give joy, happiness in our life. And most of what people call love is actually attachment, full of jealous and control. But that is not real love. The true love brings peace, both lover and beloved. See, sometimes we may see that the love is a kind of attachment, love is a kind of a jealous. So we are going to control whom I loved. Sometimes we are going to control whom we love. So that is what. So this controlling uh, the people who you loved, it is not a true love. We are not supposed to have a control over on our own people. We should not do that. Okay, according to Swami Vivekananda, true love is giving freedom, giving joy to the whom we loved. Okay, we should be free from us, and the true love is going to give peace to both the lover and the beloved. There is no conflict, there is no fight between both lovers. According to true love, according to Swami Vivekananda, true loves always give happiness to the lovers, to the beloved. Okay, and he also gives us that the example of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So, what Lord Krishna is says that though having nothing to gain keeps work for the world out of pure love. So that is the model of perfect action, free, joyful, and selflessness. See, so according to Lord Krishna, he says that we should not worry about the things. We should not worry about what we gain from other people. Our work is to work for the world with lot of love, pure love especially, and that is the perfect action. With a lot of love, we should serve the society, we should serve the world. We always do good deeds, good action to the society. We should not do the bad actions. Okay, so that is what Krishna is saying, that okay, we always should think about good actions in the society, and the good actions always gives good results. Okay, and the spirit of giving, he says that Swami Vivekananda says that the right way to work is to always to position of giver. Just parents care for their children without any repayment and expectations. Yes, what is the spirit of giving? So according to Swami Vivekananda, the right way is to work is always take a position of giver. We always give something to the people who are there in difficult situation. We should not take care, we should not take, we always give. Take for example, there are some people who are suffering from uh, appetite. What we have to do is we have to give food to them. There are some people who are there in difficult situation. Let us help how much it is possible. Okay, how much is possible, that much we help. Okay, so that is what. So here Swami Vivekananda, he gives an example that see, parents, there is a kind of love between and children, parents and children's. What parents are going to do to their children's? Parents are give love to their children's. Parents always take care their children's, but parents do not expect from the children's, and expectations always hurt. Parents are not supposed to expect the results from their children. So what is the duty of parents? They just have to take care their children's. That is the duty. Okay, if parents are take care, the children are not supposed to. They have to. They have to be in control. Okay, children are to be in control, and children may give love to their children also. Okay, and without any expectations. Parents, they do not have any expectations on the children's. The children's have to do their work properly. So that is what. And we should serve the society without demanding recognition and thanks. We always serve the society. Do we always good do the best actions, good actions to the society. We are not supposed to think about what society is going to tells us. Okay, our duty is to serve. Our duty is to serve the society without any recognition. Okay, so then uh, Swami Vivekananda, he also talks about the story. Okay, and the story is about and the story is about golden mangoes. Okay, to show what real sacrifice looks like, Swami Vivekananda narrates the story of golden mangoes. And after the Pandavas performed a huge sacrifice, giving away to great wealth, everyone praised it. But a mongoose, half golden, half brown, came and said it was not a true sacrifice. And he told for a poor Brahmin family during a famine, they had only a little flour for one meal, but when starving guests came, each member gave up their share one by one until they all die of hunger, so the guest could alive. And the mongoose explained that when it rolled in the spilled flour, half its body turned into golden, and since then it had searched the world for another such and selfless action, but never found one. So the lesson is the true sacrifice is not measured by size and quantity, but complete selflessness and lack of expectations. So according to Swami Vivekananda, what is true sacrifice? The true sacrifice is not measured by size, not measured by quantity. So the true sacrifice is measured by complete selflessness, complete selflessness and lack of expectations. We should not have any expectations. So then only it becomes true action. Okay, and the feeding ideal of charity, Swami Vivekananda, he warns that such ideals are fading. In some places, even giving a small part of one's earning to parents is considered to be a big deal. But in Indian tradition, caring for family guests was always seen a duty. But in some countries it is there. But in Indian tradition, so we always take care the family and we always take care the guest who came to our own family. Okay, it is seen as a duty. Okay, and the karma yoga means helping others again and again, even we are not cheated, unappreciated, and never stopping to serve. So, what is true karma yoga? The true karma yoga, according to Swami Vivekananda, is helping others again and again without having, without if we are cheated. If we are cheated, again we have to help. If we are unappreciated, we have to help. Okay, so that is what, according to Swami Vivekananda. And he says that work as worshipped. We have to worship our work. Whatever the work we are doing, we should worship it. And finally, he explains that the best ways to stay free from attachment is to see work as worship. So, if we should be free from such kind of attachment, so what we have to do is we always see that work as worship. We should worship our work. We should have lot of respect on our work, the work which we are doing. And if we believe in God, we should dedicate all our actions to Him. So if you are a believer of God, we you always dedicate your all actions to the God also. And just as the water does not stick to lotus leaf, work will not bind a person who is unattached. Even in the middle of a busy, sinful city, such a person remains pure. So, we should not have a kind of attachment towards the people. We always should be unattached with the people. And if we come to the conclusion of this essay, the secret of work, the essay is, according to Swami Vivekananda, is not to avoid it to run away from the duties. We just have to run. We just have to do our duties. We should not avoid, run away from. We should not run away from our duties. We should always focus on what duties we are doing. We should respect it. We should have a lot of sincerity towards what duties we are doing. And the secret is to work sincerely, but with the freedom, love, and detachment. So we should do our work sincerely with a lot of freedom, love, and detachment. So this is what the secret of work. And we should give selflessly and expect nothing in return, and treat work as a way of growing spiritually. So take for example, so if we are giving something to the people who are there in difficulty situation, we should not expect from anyone. So if I help my friend, I should not accept that he should help me again. So that is what. So once I helped my friend who is there in difficult situation. So when I came into difficult situation, I should not expect that he should help me because I helped him now. So that is what, that kind of expectations we should not have in our life. And in this way, the work stops being a burden and become a path to the liberation. And the final message of this essay is: do your best, help others, love freely, expect nothing back, and treat your work as a worship. That's the real secret of work. Yes. So, at the final message of this essay is: we should do our best, we should help the others, and we should always be free. We should always love freely, and we should not expect from anybody's. Okay, and we should treat our work, we should respect our work, we should always respect our work, and we should says that work as worship. We should worship our work, and that's the real secret of work. Okay, so with this I'm going to give conclusion to this essay. And thank you for watching this video. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you.